Hello everyone, happy Thursday. How are you? Super excited to be with you today. I have got a pasta romano with some fresh vegetables, and we're gonna add some chicken in there. And every good recipe, of course, starts with bacon. So I've already rendered down a couple of pieces of bacon, and we're gonna jump right into this recipe. If you are here, give me a like, throw some hearts in the comments, let me know what's cooking in your kitchen tonight. And of course, hit the share button, tag some friends, help me get the word out about these amazing Thursday nights that we have together, where we get together and cook, and hopefully you guys walk away with some inspiration to get in the kitchen and to try something new. Now, I'm going to post this recipe in the comments of the video. I meant to put the link up there, but time got away from me, so I will be sure to post that recipe down in the comments for you. So we're gonna jump right in. So I have rendered down 4 pieces, I think it was 4 pieces of bacon. I've got the bacon grease down in here, and we're going to use this as a base to start building up some flavor. Now, I have got some chicken breasts that I sliced into like chicken tenders and seasoned up with salt, pepper, and of course the garlic and herb seasoning, because that is my favorite seasoning. I put this stuff on everything. Put it on everything. So we're gonna throw this chicken in here and let that get going. I did turn my stove off for a little bit because I was really effective, sort of, today. All right, so we're gonna get that going. Just brown this up, and then we'll put this over to the side and let it hang out with the bacon. So we'll get that going. And with the chicken breasts. These are chicken breasts because they were on sale. I know, don't come at me. I usually cook with thighs, but today we're cooking with breasts because they were cheaper. So I got about 1.5 pounds in here, roughly. And of course, I am using my Enameled cast iron skillet for this recipe. The Enameled cast iron, again, it is going away and it is going fast. I think there's only this piece and that beautiful 14 by 11 roaster / best lasagna pan on the market that is left. So if you want to get your hands on some of this cast iron, do it quickly. You are not going to want to miss out on it. Let me just grab some people really quick. I'm having a slow connection night tonight, so fun stuff, right? Let's see. There we go. All right. So, while our chicken is starting to cook down a little bit, let's go ahead and put our pasta on. So I'm using the spiral pasta. Please don't ask me to pronounce that, but there it is for our pasta today. But you could use rigatoni, just spirals. You could use penne. You could use whatever you happen to have in your cabinets. Bow tie, the bow tie pasta would be really, really good. Something fun, something festive. I am going to use about half of the box. And yes, I'm just going to eyeball it. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty. So to this, I'm going to add an entire carton of chicken broth. Now, I'm using my low sodium chicken broth. This is a little trick that I do to just add another layer of flavor. It adds the salt that I need in here. And again, it just, pasta's a blank canvas, so you can really play around with it. And I think chicken broth is a great way to do that. If I were making like a beef recipe, I would use a beef broth, low sodium beef broth, or if I was wanting to stick strictly vegetarian, I would go with a veggie broth. But anyway, just another way to add a little bit more flavor into the pasta. So we're gonna put this on for 14 minutes. That is all. No boiling, no stirring, no watching the pot or anything like that. 14 minutes in the microwave and we're done. All right. So in addition, I have got some broccoli over here. that I have sliced up. I'm probably not going to use all of it. Some of it I'm just going to, you know, have with some ranch dressing later on. But I've got my broccoli cut up into relatively bite-sized little pieces. And I've got some tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes. What I'm going to do with these is I'm going to use my quick slice to slice these up and sort of make some planks out of them. I could do that with the knife all together, but then I couldn't show off the quick slice. So I am going to slice my tomato, the tops and bottoms, and I'll cut it in half. It'll be fine, I think. There we go. They're not super big, so I think half-size will be good. There we go. Tops, bottoms. So we have got some really exciting things happening in Pampered Chef right now. We are right on the verge of our spring launch. So new spring products coming out March 1st. If you are a member of my VIP group, then you are going to get a special sneaky peeky tomorrow. But you got to be in the group to see it. Okay. Everybody else finds out on Saturday, but if you're one of those people that just can't wait for a good surprise, then pop over to my group, hang out over there, and you're going to see all the goody goodies tomorrow. All right, so I am going to just place my tomatoes right on top. And if you haven't seen the quick slice before, it has got serrated blades right in here in a sort of V shape. And that is going to help slice everything into nice, even planks for me. So it works with tomatoes, hard-boiled eggs, zucchini, cucumber, mushrooms, strawberries, lots of stuff. Anything that you would need to slice, it can do it. Onions, bell peppers, I mean, all that good stuff. And just slice right through, just that easy. And I have got some beautiful slices of tomato. Now this is really great for like caprese salads or something like that, but you can also sort of dice with it. So if I take the tomato off and rotate it 90 degrees, so now I'm kind of coming against those little hash marks there. I'm going to be tilted up so you can see it. There we go. All right, and just come right back down on it, just like that. Now I've got some beautiful diced tomato there. I actually kind of like the diced look. I think I might stick with that for this recipe. That was quick and easy. Okay, so again, we just slice it in one direction, pick it up, rotate it 90 degrees, come right back down on it, and we've got our dice. That's a lot of tomato. I don't think I'm actually use all of it today. So, again, slice, pick it up, rotate, back down, and beautiful dices there. I think that should be good. So that leaves me with relatively about 1.5 cups of diced tomato. Perfect for what I'm going to need, and I'll save this for a salad tomorrow. It'll be perfect. All right, so let's check this chicken. It's doing good. Give it a little more heat. So the chicken is not only cooking up really well, but it's also picking up some of the flavor of that bacon and leaving behind some of the flavor of that garlic and herb seasoning that we had. Now this recipe is going to create, I guess, sort of a basic Alfredo sauce, because we're going to add some butter, we're going to add some Parmesan cheese, we're going to use our pasta water to help thicken everything up. It's going to be lovely. Grab a wedge, about 8 ounces of Parmesan. Oh, I do have that. Here it is. 8 ounces of Parmesan cheese here. And we get my flexible mat to make everything easy to transport. And I am actually going to do probably most of this block here. And I've got a rind on here. Not gonna go ahead and process that all the way down, but we'll get pretty close. Grab my guard here. And all of our graters come with food holders, so you don't risk your manicure on the edge of these blades because they are pretty sharp. So this slides right on here, just like that. And you put the cheese down in here, and this guard will help to push the food into the grater without getting anywhere near your fingers. So, stay. Let's slice this up. And you can use this as sort of a cutting guide and give you an idea of where to slice things. That's about right to me, I think. And I'll just cut that rind off. Now, of course, I'm not going to throw this out. This is an amazing flavor booster for homemade soups. So even if you don't have a use for it now, stick it in the freezer. You will, at some point, need some good flavor for a soup. So don't get rid of that. That's good stuff. All right. So we'll just slice, break this down. And the wonderful thing about Parmesan cheese, well, the harder cheeses like Parmesan, Reggiano, they make a lot of cheese. Once you get going with them, they make a lot of cheese. All right. Give the chicken a stir. And I'm also sort of using the scoop and drain that I use to get the bacon out. And I'm also breaking up some of these bigger pieces because I want, everything in that nice perfect bite. So I'm getting these down to those bite-sized pieces. There we go. And I want this chicken cooked all the way through. Sometimes when we cook our chicken and pasta dishes and stuff, we'll cook it like part the way and then let it finish off later on. Not this time. We're going to go ahead and cook it all the way through. So when we add it back in at the end, it's just really to coat it in our sauce, and then dinner is done. All right. Looking good, looking good. I'm going to give it just a few more minutes. So we started this recipe, if you're just joining, with some bacon that we rendered down. And we pulled the bacon out, left all of those bacon drippings in the pan, put in our chicken that was seasoned with salt and pepper and our garlic and herb seasoning. And now we are almost ready, I think, to pull this out. I don't see any more pink, so we are in really good shape here. I'll give it just another minute while I finish up the cheese. Now I'll show you why I grabbed my flexible cutting mat. Because it's just so easy to just lift this up and curl it like this and drop all of that goodness right into my prep bowl. Genius. There we go. And I'll get this last little bit of cheese here and grate this up as well. Oops. There we go. All of that good stuff. All right. Whew. Overboard there. All right. Look at that. That looks fantastic. All right. So I'm going to scoop out all of the chicken. I want to leave the drippings to help build my sauce up next. There we go. Turn that down just a touch. You don't want it going too far. And if there are a few little bits left, it's okay. It's all right. Okay. Let's switch out the spoon. Won't need that. I'll get this one. All right. So now we're gonna add some fresh cracked black pepper. There we go. We're gonna add a little bit of red pepper flakes, but not too much. You know, I don't do the spicy thing. So we're just gonna add a little bit. And now we're gonna get a couple of garlic. So some fresh garlic. I'm gonna grab, let's say 4 cloves, 3 or 4 cloves off of here. There we go. Ah! It just flew. Alright, there we go. These are kind of small, so we'll do 5 for good measure. Never have too much garlic in a pasta dish, in my opinion. Alright. And I am going to press this in skin on. There we go. And that skin just pops right on out, just like that. So you don't even have to peel your garlic when you use the Pampered Chef garlic press. I'm working kind of fast here because I don't want my garlic to burn. While we are pressing in here. Get both of those. Oh, nice. Now I will say that if you leave the garlic skin on, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to get through. So if you have trouble with your hands, we do have a garlic peeler in our garlic tool that can help peel the garlic ahead of time to make it easier to punch through. All right, so we got our garlic in here. Let's add some veggies. Whew. Not that many broccoli. And we're going to add our tomatoes. There we go. And I'm going to use the juice from the tomato to kind of work up the little bits on the bottom. That's called the fond, the F-O-N-D. And that's where all of my flavor is at. So we're going to just cook this for about 3 minutes or so. Just about in time for our pasta to be about done. There we go. Now depending on how cooked you want your broccoli, you can let this go a little bit longer if you want broccoli with just a little bit of a bite into it. Then probably lean more towards the 4-minute mark. You may go as many as like 6 or 7. But anyway, with the tip of this spoon here, I'm going to just work up the bits on the bottom. There we go. Very good, very good. All right. So while we are waiting for this to cook down just a little bit, and tell you a little bit more about this amazing pan here. Again, I think this and the 14 by 11 roasting pan slash macaroni cheese baker. Those are the last 2 pieces of this line that are standing. Everything else has been sold out. That beautiful 6-quart Dutch oven that I made the soup in last week, it is gone. The other little bakers that we made the little garlic bites in, gone. So this is it. If you want this guy, grab it tonight. Tomorrow is the last day of it, of the sale. I think it's, oh, don't quote me on this, like 118, 119, something like that. But it's cast iron. If you take good care of it, it's a piece that you can pass down to your grandkids for sure. It is very good, very long lasting. All right, we'll let that hang out. There we go. Very good, very good. All right, let's check this pasta. See how it's doing. Now, I cooked the pasta in my 3-quart micro cooker. And what I love about this is the way the lid is designed. There is no water. It didn't boil over or anything. My hands are completely dry in my microwave while I was cooking pasta. Pasta that's notorious for like boiling over on your stovetop. When you cook it in the microwave in this micro cooker, you don't get any of that boil over. Okay. So what's special about this, lift this up, hot, is the 2-piece lid. Okay, so this is the top part, and you can see it's got little vent holes down there, but it's also concave. So when things do bubble up, it bubbles up here and vents into the center and just kind of pools, and then there's a little hole right there that drips it right back down into the micro cooker. And this piece here helps to break that surface tension so you don't get the boil over as much. So this part, I don't know if you can tell, it's just slightly concave, so it kind of bubbles up, and then it's got the vent there. So if anything does bubble up through here, it's caught by the lid and popped right back down into the pot. So not only do I have perfectly cooked pasta, but I have even got a generous amount of pasta water in here that I can use as well. All right, so it's been a few minutes. I'm going to add in some butter. I've got about 1/4 cup, so 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add that in. Very good. And my stove is being really finicky today. Don't know why that is. All right. So as that's melting down, we're going to add some of our cheese, about half. There we go. And we're going to add also our pasta water. And let me grab my ladle. It's right in front of me. Here we go. It's all right if you get a pasta or 2 in there. It's all good. So we're going to use the pasta water. The pasta water has a lot of starch from the pasta itself. Plus, we use chicken broth, so it's also bringing that chicken broth flavor. Now, in addition to the salt content that's in the chicken broth, we also get a lot of salt from the Parmesan cheese. So I haven't actually needed to salt anything as of yet. Right now, I am just mixing this up to kind of get that cheese to melt in a little bit before I throw the pasta on top of there. There we go. Now it's a little bit pink, but that's because we use tomatoes. If you wanted to leave the tomatoes out altogether, then yours would not be pink. If you don't like broccoli, you could sub in asparagus. You could use spinach, kale even, if you wanted to keep it green. Any of those would work really well. All right, now we're gonna add our pasta. And we're gonna just let it sit and coat in here. And I'm gonna reserve this pasta water for later because I might need it to maybe, perfect, stretch my sauce out a little bit later. All right. And get that in. Oh, they're just jumping right on out. I think I'm testing the limits of this pan, to be honest, but I really wanted to show it off to you one more time. All right, so in goes the chicken and the bacon and all those beautiful juices. And we're gonna toss all this together. Beautiful one pot dish. There we go. Delish. Packed with protein and veggies. And you can even go crazier with the veggies if you wanted to. You could add mushrooms in here. You could add carrots in here. If you wanted to make it like gluten-free, you could do zoodles, zucchini noodles in here. That would be awesome. Just lean in all the way to the summer veggies that are coming up. At least out here in Florida, we are starting to see all that summer produce start to appear on the shelves, and it is wonderful. I'm gonna add a little more cheese and kind of stir it in. And then of course, gotta have a little bit of cheese left to put on the top, just for the visual, or the Instagram page, you know. Get back in there. There we go. And if you want more sauce, you can add more pasta water in there. The starch from the pasta water is gonna keep everything nice and tight. And of course, the longer the pasta sits, the more it's gonna wanna soak up some liquid. So definitely, before you pack it away for the evening, pour in the rest of the pasta water, stir it up, stick it in your Tupperware, throw it in your fridge, and then the next day, you'll still have a little bit of sauce left. Otherwise, your pasta is gonna suck it all up and it'll be a little bit dry for the next day, but throw that extra pasta water in there and you should be good. All right, so that's it. How easy is that for a quick one pot meal at the end of a busy workday? Now, a couple of things that you can do if you wanted to do this, but maybe not quite so much prep work on the night of. You can definitely get your veggies chopped up. If you don't want to use Roma tomatoes, you can even use grape tomatoes and just slice them in half, especially if you have the closing cut. It's really, really quick and easy to do. Or like I said, any other veggies you wanted to pack in there, go for it. You can shred your cheese up ahead of time. You can even pre-cook the bacon and the chicken and have it ready to go. And all you have to do is just throw it all together on the night that you want to cook it. But this, to me, looks like comfort in a bowl, and I can't wait to dive into it. And of course, if you wanted to trade out the pasta for a different type of pasta, you totally could. Macaroni, or the spirals, or the penne, or you know, maybe even some orecchiette if you really wanted to get fancy, some bow ties or shells or something. But really, really good. Really, really excited about this, and I'll pick it up and let you guys see it up close. It's got beautiful color. I think you eat with your eyes first. So it's got lots of pretty color in there. The red, the pasta, the green, all of that good stuff all together. All right. So thank you for hanging out with me for another Thursday night, putting some dinner together in 30 minutes or less. I hope that you came away with some tips, that you are inspired to try something new in the kitchen, and I wish you many, many, many delicious dinners all throughout the week. We are going to be back here next week at 6 o'clock. Next week at 6 o'clock for another delicious recipes. So I cannot wait to see you next week. We're going to be playing around with some new products, really putting them to the test and seeing how they help save some time in the kitchen. So I can't wait to show you some of the new stuff next week. That is on the 6th of March. So be right back here. Thank you for joining again. Comment, let me know what you're cooking. If you have some ideas, some recipe suggestions, throw them in the comments. I would love to hear them. But help me get the word out. So be sure to like, share, comment, tag, all that stuff, so Facebook can help get this video out to more people. All right, you guys, thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.